is a girl. She's a star. She's got style. Steffi Star. You see her face around the town. She's popular. Steffi Star.
Hi, everybody out there in podcast land. I'm Stephanie Weinstein.
And I'm Meredith Keach.
And we have a very famous guest on today.
Wicked.
We're so excited.
Baltazar.
Not so famous anymore.
Famous.
Well, in our world, you're famous.
You are very famous. You will always be famous.
Yeah.
You know, I had a good run right there, and I'm blessed that people still remember. And, they, you know, it makes me feel old at times, but it also makes me feel nostalgic. That was the 90s, early 2000s. It was a great time with music and hip-hop. And everybody there, look, adulting now.
I know. Now tell the audience what radio station you were on.
I was on Jammin' 94.5 in the morning.
So
Baltazar
cool.
and Pebbles back in the day.
Yeah.
And
Baltazar
then,
and Pebbles, you guys remember that?
yeah, it was a great run. Like I said, hip hop was right in infancy, and it took off. And you know, now we reflect back with all the P Diddy stuff. I was like, what was P Diddy doing all that time? You know, hip hop was so new in Boston, and it took off. It was like the new flavor of you know, the restaurant that didn't have pizza, and all of a sudden we're doing pizza, and everybody loved it.
Oh.
You know.
I remember when you came. It was big stuff. You came from California with your blonde bombshell wife.
Yep.
And moved to Easton, and it was like we had someone famous here.
Well,
right.
that was 2013. We came back. That was
It's
you
incredible.
don't understand when what happened, and I want to really get into it. But radio is a very difficult and cold business. I was about to re-sign at Jammin'. This is 2001, right after 9/11, and all of a sudden they pulled the offer off the table, and they sent me off to New York. And it was like, you know, when you get that feeling of your blood rushing through your body, it was like this warm, crazy, like what just happened. I thought we had it made here in Boston. I was going to like retire and just grow old. We were just killing it in ratings and everything. But in radio, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. It's a lot behind the scenes politics that I wasn't aware of that was going on. So all of a sudden they shipped me off to New York. And every day when I was in New York, I was trying to get back here, like calling radio stations up. For some reason, I didn't fit the mold of this station or that station. Had a couple close calls and coming back. And then in 2013, they aired Hot 96.9. That radio station popped up, and they had the idea of bringing us back together. Again, it was a short-lived run, but I told my wife Sarah, who's a California, like the platinum blonde.
Yeah, she's
can't
gorgeous.
stand- you know, we had, you know, it was early in our marriage, and she just wanted to be a mom. And I said, let's do that. Let's get a house, and you can just stay home and watch the kids and things like that. That was like my little plea bargain with her, little negotiation to get back to Boston. Left out the cold, left out the snow, and all that. You know,
Minor details.
I just urge you to get used to it like I did. I'm a California kid too. But yeah, next thing you know, I said the worst thing that could happen, because I knew how radio is so cutthroat. I said the worst thing that could happen, I could just do my wedding business, because in California I had started that in 2008 when the economy crashed. You know, funerals and weddings and deaths always happen, right? So
Yep.
I figured that would be my plan B. And that's exactly what happened. A year into it, things weren't working out, clicking with the show there. And, you know, again, everybody growing up in the 90s, 2000s is now getting married. They want Baltazar there.
Yeah.
And here I am. So,
Yeah.
you know, and then just...
That's a roller coaster.
Yeah, I'm lucky because it was like almost like I had foreshadowed it. I really had predicted this was going to happen and had that plan.
You were ready.
Yeah, I was. You have to be ready these days, right? So it was, again, a blessing that it clicked and worked like I planned it.
It's incredible.
Right, because any time on Facebook when anybody says, does anyone have a DJ?
Oh, it's
Anyone
like
know? Everyone.
everybody
Every
just
single
says
person. Baltazar,
Baltazar.
Baltazar,
Yeah.
Baltazar, Baltazar, Baltazar.
Yeah.
Say that 10 times fast.
Well, you have great energy.
yes.
I
mean,
appreciate that.
yeah,
Yes.
you really do. And obviously the tunes you spin are great, but and I know this was so small scale, but we were grateful that you came. We did our lacrosse banquet, and that was a non-negotiable for me in planning the event with the group. I said, we have to have him because you subtly behind the scenes run the whole event. And I don't think people realize that what you're doing is keeping the cadence of the event, and you have a list, you know how things are going, and it's masterful.
I appreciate that. You know, people don't really get it.
They don't.
And sometimes they undervalue DJ, and they think, and you know, people just don't have the knowledge of what happens when you're producing a show or an event.
Yeah.
There's a lot of planning.
Yeah, I bet.
You have to look ahead and say, what's the age group's going to be? And the good DJs, the good presenters and performers, what they do is try to find out more about, hey, what does she do? Especially at weddings where when we bring it, you see a lot of weddings where now the bride's going to have a dance with their dad. I try to get not only their names, I get to find out when the daughter was growing up, what did dad do? Like a fun memory.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like we had just had a one over the weekend where the wedding was a dad. And he's up there in age and it was a little disabled. And she said that this is a song that was playing when daddy got home. He would take me, in the kitchen and we'd do this little dance in the kitchen. This is like a 7-8-year-old daughter remembering way back then.
Wow.
And to relive that moment, it just brought the tears out, right? I'm getting emotional right now thinking about that.
Yeah.
Things like that, you create moments by interviewing, by talking, by getting to know who you're there, and not just take things for granted, like, oh, you're just going to show up and play a song and that's it,
Yes.
Right.
I think there's more to it. I think coming from the radio side of it, I was able to touch hearts in the morning, hot buttons, or whatever the emotion was. And you learn from that, and you execute it in these events too.
I mean, I'm speechless. It's true. This is it. I mean, this is the difference between having you and sometimes people say, "I'll just bring my phone and connect it to the speakers." And please, not at our event.
Well, you want something special.
Joke. You want something special.
You want to value it or you don't.
Right. Right.
It's like everything in life. Do you want to get a top-notch refrigerator, or do you just want you just need a cooler today, or whatever it is, to make a comparison. But things like that. When it's a wedding, it's about not only like that day, but it's almost like from here to there. This dad's been thinking about this dance, this walking her down the aisle, those things, all those things that people don't realize.
Yes.
This is another chapter in their life.
Well, that's why you're a standout.
Yeah.
Because you care.
Yeah.
I'm a romanticist. I really love watching the Hallmark movies and things like that because I think touching the heart is so important. And I think we're able to do it with weddings and events. Yep.
I love that. And look at that. That's your industry.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is. It's the biggest day of your life. And it's, again, not take it for granted and add these little touches. It goes a long way.
Yeah.
People, memorable moments. Always will remember when dad did this at the day. When they cry, they'll always remember crying, right? Or laughing or whatever.
Right.
So, yeah.
Do people give you a do not play list?
Yeah, I really ask for it ahead of time because you don't know. We're just interviewing. I get to sit down with the bride and groom or whoever the client is like a month before, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before. And I want to get to know everything about your taste and what song turns you off. Or is there a song that might bring back a bad memory of an ex or things like that,
I thought about that.
And then the great thing about music is because we have this era, this moment where back in our heyday in high school, college, that was my jam,
Yeah,
when you find that jam that brings back all those moments at the karaoke bar or getting trash at this dive bar, all of a sudden you're reliving the kid's childhood, that person's childhood, and the energy.
Do you see that in the energy in the room? Like you as master there, you see it and you Well, sometimes I wonder, especially the last month, we've had songs where it was this weird song that didn't stand. It's kind of stood out because it was so different from the typical hip hop and dance tracks. It was this weird song, like over the weekend. It was Paul Simon, "You Can Call Me Al." Oh yeah.
And I'm like, these guys are like way too young for that. But again, it was a song that the dad played, the mom played growing up.
Right.
And they remember dancing to it. And all of a sudden we're playing that and they're doing the same thing they did 25, 20, whatever years ago. That's the song. That's that out of the blue, it creates that energy, right? So yeah, it's great. And then, you know, and you get the people who have like their college cliques there, and you go back to 2005 and you play Sexy Back, or you play LMFAO Party Rock. You know, I get to find out what is that heyday? What was your the high school graduation date? What was the high school or the college graduation date? Because those dates are still in their head, and everybody thinks, even us older folks, I'm talking about myself, not you ladies.
Thank you for
even
that.
people go back and remember, oh my God, I remember when we played Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer back in '89. You know what I'm saying? That heyday,
Yes.
whatever time frame, it takes you back to that time, and it's an incredible feeling.
Now I want to hear DeBarge.
Oh, Who's Johnny? I used to love that song. What was the other one? The Barge family was right there with the Jacksons. I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Love Me in a Special Way. In a special way.
Oh, that must have been album
That's
cut.
DeBarge.
That's the Barge.
Yeah.
Now, weddings those are the biggest things you do? Like that's the hit in your industry, or are there
It
other?
seems to be
areas?
right up my,
Wheelhouse.
because most people talk about weddings when I'm talking about that. I've tried to do corporate things like that, but
They're boring. What about bat mitzvahs?
But yeah, bar mitzvahs too. I've done a few, and again, the word just trickles out, because I've tried to, you know, if you look at me, I'm like, oh my God, there's a guy that looks like Dad out there DJing. But you know, it's like I just try to be a kid and relive that moment with them, and just keep it. I think if you're hip, you're hip.
That's it. I mean, I remember going to some bar mitzvahs. Do you have dancers or no?
We try to. We ask about that. Some kids don't want that. They just want to chant. Kids are not dancers. They just chant to the songs. You know, we did the Pumpkin. We did Alex's, and the whole family. We've done every single party for them for years. And at that one, he wanted to hear Carnival by Kanye West. Not once, not twice, like 20 million times.
Stop it.
Like, keep on playing it. Play it again.
What?
Play it again. Play it again. You know, or the other song right now is pretty hot is Fiend. I just did the middle school party there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, it seems like they love Fiend. So I would just start the hook of Fiend in between the records, you know, in between the other songs. And people go, Fiend, you know, it's...
There is a hysterical video from there with a blow-up dinosaur dancing.
The blow-up dinosaur is always a hit.
It's always the best. Yeah. It really
Short
is.
Short arms dancing. Yeah, it's going to be...
Jumping up and down.
It draws you in. And
it does.
Believe me, I thought about that costume because that day I went looking for... It was going to be a Halloween-themed celebration for the middle school. And I went Spirit store and I saw it and I was like $60.
You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, I had seen other DJs wear the like X outfits and I was like, that looks a little.
I like
cooler
the
for
X
me.
one for the DJ though.
Because my daughter goes there and I'm like, she probably doesn't want to let the other kids know that Daddy's the DJ. It could be good or really bad. So I was like, let's be a mystery man.
I thought the mystery man X was good. It was appropriate.
Yeah, we're not gonna get housed egged this year. So. You didn't play my song.
It's a big draw, that event. I mean, it really is. A lot of kids go.
Those kids are like, you know,
blast.
they get like this, I get out of the house kind of, you know, the permit, and they're out there just up and down.
Yep.
Sugar or no sugar, they're high as hell.
Yes.
That's crazy, you know, the energy.
Yes.
So,
yeah, it's
always great.
Different world for kids today, definitely.
Well, if I get married again, I'm hiring you.
Yes,
let's just do a party. Let's do you guys were talking about you could tie in an open house to the DJ thing. You know, when I was doing that was the thing when I was doing real estate for a quick second, and during COVID and the year after that, it was like, who's in the house with Baltazar? So it could be a little real estate tie-in.
I like it.
Well, yeah, because Meredith and I, we were talking to you off air that we have listings coming on next door to each other. Yeah. So we might do a giant event.
Mm-hmm.
It does. You know, is there a marriage there? Does it complement each other? I don't know, because most people, open houses and things like that, Some of them are just like curiosity, right? They're like, I'm bored. Let's go look at houses.
We like those type of people though, because they have big mouths and they tell people. Right. And if it's a good property or good neighborhood, they share it. Neighbors, I love when neighbors come.
And the other thing is sometimes people don't even know they're looking for a house when they come walk into the open house.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait a minute. I want this.
You get the scratch. You got to scratch that scratch, right? So all of a sudden they're like, well, in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And there's always like someone with a gas pedal. Oh, no, I want it faster than that.
Yes.
So,
right.
So it's always.
Wait, are we not cool? Meredith and I are wearing our headphones, and Baltazar is not.
Well, I don't have hair today that I wanted to not.
Yeah, but we just don't look cool.
No, you're fine. Everything's great.
It's definitely cooler with headphones around you.
Right.
Can you still hear?
I can hear you guys as a conversation.
Oh my!
Yeah, I don't know.
We just like to hear it really loud.
You asked. I think it was a question you guys sent me off on a text. Why do DJs wear headphones? Because we want to hear the music. You want to hear the music and the cue points and things like that. And there's a little button to hit where you can hear the music where nobody else hears it. So you put this on.
Oh.
What do you mean? Wait, do you still scratch the records?
You could do a little scratch. Yeah, you could do a little backspin, whatever. Yeah, but you don't need the headphones for that.
Oh. Wait, so we don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, right now, if you take your headphones off, you will be magically be able to hear yourself.
Oh, right.
You don't need it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
What do we have the headphones for, Adam?
Because you guys wanted to have them.
I love the headphones.
But it's so much cooler with the headphones.
It is, but now like the DJs are like in the earbuds. They're like really into tiny things. You don't need the big, WKRP
Well,
look.
what I like about the headphones is when I put them on, I can't hear anything else in the world. I can just hear our conversation.
Right.
And that's the magic for me.
That's
it just is.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. I like it. I like not hearing anything else, any background. Somebody's talking. I can only hear our conversation. So it works for me. You know what? If you don't feel cool, don't wear them.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
They're cozy, especially today. It's kind of cold.
Love it.
So yeah, let's.
Right,
okay,
it keeps your ears nice and warm.
The cold finally hit.
Yeah.
Right, it did. It's not that cold though. Come on.
Comparatively, it was 80 last week, and it was 29 last night. It's a big drop, 50 degrees.
Was it really? Oh, I don't know. I sleep hot.
Baltazar, you're all tanned up. Did
I
you
know.
just go away?
Do you go tanning? Because I do.
I golf.
Oh, yeah.
So the sun's
Tony
out
wants
there.
to golf with you.
Yeah, let's play some golf. I love golf. That's my addiction and my passion. So I'm out there all the time, and I got the worst farmer's tan. I was a golfer tan, whatever.
Does Brady golf with you?
He's not really athletic. Brady is frustrating. We got to even when he's out there, it's like, come on, have fun. Did you have fun? Are you having fun?
Are you having fun? Now hit the ball.
He's a video monster. My older son, I have an older son, and he's like 23, 24, and he likes to play golf. But it's such a difficult, it's a frustrating sport. Even when you're playing well, you still want to get to the next level, and you're frustrated, and you miss putts and all these things. But it's a great sport. It really is like it's almost like life. I always say it's not how you start. The first hole could be a disaster. It's how you finish. And one shot at a time. So day to day, it's good comparison to life.
It is.
When Meredith and I play once every 2 years, we're like, we love golf.
We forget how much we love it.
We really need to do this more often.
I know.
Yeah.
Because golf, for some reason, it's like crack. It's like you'll have like a bad hole, and all of a sudden you'll have that, oh my God, I hit it in the hole. I feel great. And you want to relive that moment over and over. So it's like,
well, and I think too,
now I want to play golf.
It's the overall experience, right? You come off the golf course and you just feel good. You've gotten some exercise. You've been outside. You've got some competition, whether with yourself or somebody else. It just feels good.
Yeah, and really 9 out of 10 times you'll run into. I love going just to play and like getting matched up with other people because you never know who you're going to run into.
Oh yeah.
And it's a small world.
So you go by yourself and just jump on a foursome?
At times, yeah.
Nice.
You just want to go play. I don't like.
I would never do that.
You wouldn't?
No.
Yeah, it works out.
Well, I'm not good enough to do that.
When you have like the golf theme, right, everybody relates to you. And the worst, suppose you're like two different bipolar, different sides of the world, you still have the same goal: get the ball in the hole. And
right.
That kind of like brings you back together, and you can find a common bond. Which is, that's what I love about golf is that you could be playing with somebody who's opposite of what your beliefs are.
Yeah.
And again, it brings you together, and maybe you can find some. A little puzzle there where you could, okay, he's not going to be my best friend, but we could still make this happen. Have a good day together.
Yeah,
so.
That's
well,
nice.
My brother-in-law just started Bentley College, didn't have a women's golf team. So he approached them because he's a big golfer like you, and he started a women's golf team.
Oh, great.
He said business and golf goes together. Why don't the women have a golf team here?
Yeah.
So he's the head coach. He loves it.
It's brilliant.
One girl, Coach, I just broke up with my boyfriend. I'm beside myself. He's like, let me tell you something. You're better off.
There you go.
Yeah. So they tell him all their problems. He loves it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're doing. I have to check in with him.
But again, it's very frustrating. It's not made for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's hard to hit the ball, believe it or not. It's just sitting
I
there and the ball goes. The dimples are what steers the ball. And the dimples sometimes go veer right, veer left, and you're having a bad day.
Where do you usually golf?
Oh.
I belong with K Club of Sharon, which is
okay.
out in Walpole area of Sharon, right on the edge right there. So I play there a lot.
Nice.
But I go to Plymouth Eastern Country Club also.
Nice. They're gonna be gone, I guess. What's the word?
What's that, Eastern Country Club?
Yeah, I guess they sold.
I don't know what's going on with that because I think I live right next to that area. They're only like half a mile away. I think it's a very environmental, very sensitive area. It's gonna be hard for them to build there. It's a lot of marsh, so I don't know if they get clearance. So I think that's the one little hiccup that could happen.
Oh.
But everybody, these things work themselves out in real estate, and money talks.
Yeah.
So
It'd be nice.
Sad because it's a great track, and
it's great.
those guys are awesome over there.
It'd be good if some's left behind, because you have the 9 holes at Pine Oaks. So if they were able to leave 9. And you could have 18 still in Easton.
Yeah, but properties, we had golf country disappear within the last 2 years because of that. The properties through the roof right now, so I don't blame them for selling.
No, I don't blame them either.
We have a shortage of housing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you going to do?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, you'll play at Thorny Lee.
Thorny Lee, yeah.
You're
I
coming
have never played at Thorny Lee, believe it or not.
serious?
Yeah, everybody said, "Oh, we gotta get you out here." Nobody
Tony
invites
just
me.
said today, tell Baltazar I'm getting a foursome together and he's
Let's
coming
go.
to Thorny Lee,
Let's go.
baby.
I don't care how cold it is. I know we're at
Neither
the end of the
does
season
he.
right now, but I get the earmuffs out and get the.
Let's go.
I'm wearing long johns today. It's cozy. I love it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, you're a California guy. That's why.
I just find it's a way to go. Why even like mess around with the cold?
Yeah, I'm with you. Put a sweater on.
Yeah.
Yeah. My contractors at the house today, they didn't prepare for it, and they have T-shirts on, and they had to keep going out to their truck, and they were like, "Oh my God, it's freezing."
Why don't you have heat on?
Well, they're in and out with the windows wide open.
Oh.
Bob's putting a window in, so yeah. So no.
You're
heat.
almost done with that.
Yeah, we're like the final pieces. It's very exciting. We did a renovation.
Should you
That's
have
great.
Baltazar for the grand opening?
Yes.
So we can come look.
I don't know if I fit that, but it's always nice to be invited wherever Meredith.
Yeah. With Eastern Country Club, I mean, I guess people probably have that's one of the venues in town, right? That's now gone, which is going to be sad.
Right.
Yeah, they stopped doing events overall like a couple of years ago, and I don't know why. I think it's a great, very scenic
I think
and very
the party
pretty.
planner left.
She retired, and then they
Anne-Marie?
decided, not to. They must have had this in their vision because Mark had said to me that they weren't hiring a new event planner, so they were only doing small scale stuff. Like we had the banquet and no more weddings.
Yeah, it's a great room though. It's really pretty. It's really bright and one of my favorites to be in. So yeah, we'll see what happens. These venues are tough. I mean, we saw during COVID what happens in the industry for weddings is very, it's very competitive, and people are very fickle. It's like,
right.
Are you the flavor of the month? This is a cool place to go to. Everybody's into that, keeping up with the Joneses.
Right.
So, you want to be unique on your wedding day, and some people like this look and that look, and you got to fit in. It's tough.
Do you get impacted by drama at weddings?
Do I get impacted by drama?
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to tippy-toe around it because, when we meet with the clients, we find out that there could be like a divorce thing going on where there's it could be like a ticking time bomb.
Right.
And they don't want to walk out together. Only a handful of times have I had that in firsthand experience, like tension, But overall, I have to man up and say, hey, listen, you're gonna ruin your kid's wedding, or
Right.
let's grow up a little bit
Yeah.
here. Let's just get
Right.
through this real quick. Or you put them in the corner and just don't. We don't have to do it without you. With you.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah. But only a handful of times. And, you know, other people ask me, what's the craziest thing you've seen at weddings? I've only heard about these incidents, you know, where the keep the groom away from this part of the building because, you know, the bridesmaid's hooking up with them and the bride doesn't know about it. Weird things like that happen.
Really?
You
What?
know, you just never know.
What
I mean,
is going on out there?
I'm sure that people watching and listening, find, you know, they on their wedding day, they probably had doubts, or there was, the groom reluctantly got married because he's got someone on the side, or they weren't in love, and it's too late to, you know. When I was on radio, we heard all these stories because
It's crazy.
people needed to talk about it. You know, what do I do? The cold feet.
Really? People were calling in and talking.
Oh,
about
radio
it?
is a great, and now that Facebook's out there and the Reels and, you know, IG and all that, TikTok, we don't get that anymore in radio. They don't get it because everybody's got their own little show, right? Like this was a show, right? Back in the day, we would run into people and they would, can you help me with advice? And come on the air, you know, let's talk about this. You know, you have
right.
you know, as the outsource this to all the listeners and see what they think about it, you know? Yeah, but you hear about people that knew on their wedding day that this is a bad decision, but they couldn't back out because they've already paid so much.
That's terrible. How can we stop this?
Let it go. It's just part of nature, you know.
Oh,
you know, even when you know, you don't know.
You just
know?
watch it go.
Even when you know.
Sit back and drink your
you don't
coffee
know.
and say, wow, watch
Right.
this one.
Like I've been to some weddings where I'm like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, and then, you know, that happens also by meeting these clients. You know,
You can
don't,
see it. You know it's not
you
gonna
get
last.
a vibe, or, you know, because,
Right.
you know, we experience life a little bit more, and we kind of see okay, this is going to be a challenge for them because he's definitely not into the wedding and she's 100% into it. This yin and yang is good, but down the road, that could be a conflict too.
Or have you guys attended weddings where you suspect that one of the partners is gay?
Yes.
Me too. And it happened.
It always
Have you,
comes
B?
out.
Yes.
See, we all have, right?
I have found
We're
out.
like, wait
Yeah.
a minute,
Yeah.
and then
It's
a
good
couple
game.
years down the line.
You know, because I have a staff on the team and things like that. We always do compares notes about, like, so what'd you think? You know, they came in the photo. You know, we always, you know, what's going on, and were they fighting or whatever, little things like
Yeah.
that. And some people do, you know, not to stereotype or anything, but they have more of a feel, a vibe off of them. You know,
Yeah.
And, you know, you get that. But again, I've also been to the best weddings, and then later down the road, you find out that, oh, you know, she was into girls, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. After
Yeah,
Right.
on
You're like, wow.
Facebook, you're able
You're
to
like, whoa,
retrack your
hey.
steps.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
what-
like, wait a minute.
On,
Ding, ding,
on
Right.
Facebook, you're able to retrace the steps, and you know, it's because the pressure of not being able to be yourself. Sometimes you have to, because of family or whatever, you have to live a certain way, and
Yeah.
they've been hiding this second life or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
To me, that's kind of sad
Terrible.
too. So
Terrible, terrible, terrible.
yeah, but
Well,
again,
that's
I don't
their
get it.
experience.
That's not my thing. And my thing
Yeah.
is like, we're gonna have a big party tonight,
Yeah.
and
Right.
Yeah.
we're gonna live this like this is the best, best
Yeah.
relationship ever. You know?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I recently went to a wedding and they had a band, and it was
Right.
a lesbian wedding, and they were gangster. It was state cop, naval police officer. They are the coolest chicks ever. And there was tons of lesbians there and all Boston police. Like, it was so cool. The band started playing the Do Not playlist.
Oh,
They were playing
why?
dude looks
mashed
like a lady.
potato. They would
What?
the twist.
Oh,
Yeah, they told the band to take a seat. The band had to take a seat, and they brought the DJ on.
yeah.
And honestly, we had so much more fun with the DJ than with the band.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And the
could think
band
the band
was
could be
livid.
stodgy.
But can you imagine? They're
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, you know, those things like happen. You know, the bad communication and bands. I've seen it like really in big venues where they kill. It's incredible, the energy from being live.
Yep.
But they're also kind of like in a niche. They have their 20, 30 songs they play, and
Right.
where a DJ can just go online and pop this
Everything.
on,
Right.
Yeah.
and
Right.
do a lot
Great
more
point.
sampling.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, that's one thing we notice about weddings now is that you have to read the crowd, and you have the older folks who are like, they want to hear the whole staying alive. They want to hear that. But now the 20 to 30-year-olds, their attention span's so quick that, okay, we went to the chorus of the song, staying alive. I get it. Let's move on to another.
So they don't even want to hear the whole song.
Yeah, that's like everything in life. You just click on because of this phone, this behavior of our phone, instant gratification.
Right.
You get bored real quick, and you have to read the crowd. You have to look at the crowd and go, people are not bobbing their heads as much as they were when 20 seconds ago.
That's it. And again, that's why you're so successful, because you can read the crowd.
Yes.
You can read the room.
Read the room.
And if you can't read the room.
That's what I said to my son.
Right.
And now they mock me.
Yes. Read the room.
Read the room, Keegan. And so that now they mock me and say that.
It's like a chain link. It's like, this song is going to get us here, and what's the next chain link to the next song? If I play Usher, they're grooving into it. But what's the next level?
I mean, that's the coolest part to me of what you do, is when you see a DJs who, like yourself, who's masterful of what they do, just bringing you come off the dance floor. It's rare if I go on the dance floor, and you feel like, oh my God, I've been out there for like 2 hours, just because the DJ is able to keep everybody going to the next level and bring it down and move it up. And like, you just keep going.
Meredith, I have pictures of you dancing.
Yeah, but
Don't
it's not
pretend
often.
You're not a dancer.
I agreed. I do. But
Okay.
it's not like I'm not the person who's like, I'm the first one out there dancing.
I'm the first one out there.
Yeah.
I
takes me a
love
bit.
it.
That's another challenge, is that we get that. We get the people who are here to party, and then get the people who are like, I'm just here for the cake, and
That's me.
I think that's you just came up with our
I like the raw bar.
and exactly. And then the other thing that's the biggest challenge lately, and it's the cell phones. People are like this,
Oh God!
and
terrible.
they're sitting, and you've got to use the right, kind of like energy to get them back on the dance floor. Bring the phones out, let's do this. It really is a little bit of a manipulation of the crowd.
Sometimes you have to be reminded to put your phone away. I was at something recently, and they said put your phones away.
Yeah, all the weddings now, they're like, put them away.
Yeah.
They can't be out during the
it's
ceremony,
a party killer.
which is which is so much
it's a party
better.
killer.
People get so comfortable in their little world, and they shut off from everybody.
And I have to say, if my phone's near me and I'm not I'm the first one to be addicted to it, there's like a pause in conversation, and you want to go to your phone. Right?
I want to pick it up right now.
Yeah, it's really
Bad.
Yeah, it's tough. But
you guys are handling it real well. No one's going through withdrawals here.
Steph usually does. Her dad usually calls in the middle.
On cue, the phone is ringing.
Does it really?
No, sir. Anyone good?
No, looks like it's spam.
Now, Baltazar, how do you stay in such good shape?
Yeah.
I'm good in shape. It's a struggle.
What do you do? What's your routine?
He has a beautiful wife.
That's my routine. Yeah.
That's it.
He's going to keep up with
So
Sarah.
I have to get myself a beautiful wife?
A blonde bombshell from California.
Yeah.
I mean, she really is.
She's gorgeous.
No, she
gorgeous.
actually is a critic of my, I love Cheetos. And she goes, what are you doing? No, I mean, she's a health freak and everything like that. But I was very reluctant to get into the health thing. I was doing keto for a few years.
I remember, because I remember you were posting your stuff. I was like,
I
what's he
love
eating today?
keto. I love keto, and I think I recommend it for people who have to lose a quick weight in a short period of time.
Yeah.
But you can't
sustain it.
Yeah, you can't sustain it. And keto, what it is the carbs. When you stop eating carbs, it's basically you're just giving up on water, because carbs are water.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to see a great difference in weight loss and feel great. But the moment you start eating carbs again or whatever, it's going to come right back in.
So now what?
So we went, this happened like 2 years ago, a year and a half. We went to Costa Rica on vacation, and there was no TV. I'm a big TV holic, and there was no TV. All I had was my phone. And every single reels was the biggest belly fat burner is walking. Get on a walking campaign. That was the...
That was it.
That was nobody knew about this little secret. It's called walking.
Walking?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna test this out, and I started doing 10,000 steps, and started seeing things that my body had never done before, just like shrinking. I was like a fat burning machine. Walking.
You walk, Steph?
Yeah.
Well, I did before the plantaris fasciitis, hoping to get back to it soon.
That's tough. Yeah.
I'm going through it now.
Yeah, that's really tough. And I struggle right now because I started doing walking, and you get on the incline during wintertime, you get more of a gym incline thing. And I have the worst hip right now and sciatica because I'm walking. So here you're doing all the right things, and you get your body goes,
so
what the hell
are you
going to
do? Do you
I
get a new
walk
hip?
through it. I walk through it.
Will you get a new hip?
No, I don't think that. No, it's not. It's sciatica. It's like a nerve thing.
Oh, yeah, the nerve thing.
Yeah. So it's about stretching and things like that.
Oh,
so.
wait. What about if you go to those stretching labs?
I did it, but they it's expensive, and you have to do it over and over and over. So I just, in this day and age of reels and TikToks, someone's got a workout or a stretch that you can do just by watching it and mimicking it. So that's what I do.
Do you use the foam roller?
I have not gotten into the foam roller.
Meredith loves the foam roller.
You get the same thing, foam roller?
Yeah. I mean, it's so painful, but you get off of it and you feel better.
Yeah.
Because it hits those points. You roll on your side, especially if it's your hip. It's probably your IT band.
It is the IT band.
Yeah. You need a foam roller.
Sciatica, yeah.
I'm going to send you one.
The moment I self-massage, can you say that?
Sure.
It feels a whole lot better. And all of a sudden I'm walking, I was like, oh my God, I'm pain-free.
Yeah. You got to do the foam roller.
Yeah, foam roller. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So walking has been
So you walk on the treadmill at the gym?
Only in the wintertime. No, I enjoy walking outside.
Yeah, me too. I
people
love
see me
it
on the
so
road,
much.
they're honking at me, and I
Beep,
was like,
beep.
hey, what's up?
Right.
Yeah.
You should join our walking challenge. It's a Facebook group.
Yeah, I was in that group.
Oh, you were? Okay.
I was.
So. Yeah.
And,
Des does it.
Yeah, Des does it. My neighbor does it. Yeah, I just started doing it by myself because I checking in and all that stuff.
It was too much.
Yeah, a little too much. But then I had won a couple of. I didn't want to win again. Sorry.
Not him again.
It's good to win. I won one too. It keeps
I'm like
me in.
all or nothing. That's the scary part about me is that when I'm into something, I'm really into it.
Yeah.
And I just hyper focused.
Yep.
So.
That's good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the results of it. And
how many miles is 10,000 steps?
10,000 steps is 5 miles.
5 miles.
So yeah, 5. And I got an app, so it keeps you accountable.
But how long does it take you to do that? Do you do 10,000 steps in the morning? Or it's throughout the day?
A mile takes me 20 minutes. So I'll try to knock it out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And then what happens is when I have events and things like that, I'll naturally walk half 2 or 3 miles just by going from one part of the building to the next building.
Right.
And this thing tracks it, so it's great. The other thing I try to do whenever I need to, ease up on calories and things like that, I keep track of my calories.
Yeah.
There's a great apps out there that it's called Lose It. You can literally take a picture of the food, and it'll tell you how many calories are in it.
So I'm doing that right now. Did you ever see the Lumen? It's advertised.
Oh yeah,
the Lumen. I have the Lumen.
Yeah.
I don't understand the Lumen.
So the Lumen, it checks you're trying to get your metabolism in order.
Okay.
So you do like your morning breath in the morning, and you breathe in, you hold your breath for 10 seconds, and then you breathe out, and it tells you if you're waking up, it tells you if you're burning fat or carbs.
Oh.
So you really start to figure out what you need to eat to be in that fat burning mode in the morning.
Yeah.
And so your body does need carbs. So, but this thing tells me to be on low carb. So I'm low carb.
Yeah.
You need fat and you need a lot of protein. So I'm figuring it out very slowly.
Good. You look great.
And I don't, but that's so sweet. And I'm trying, but I take a picture, of the food, and it tells me. So I have everything planned out. The problem is, I go out at night, and I have a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that weekend's your everything's like.
But I usually have 2, but I'm down to 1.
You're getting there.
I'm down to 1.
It's hard to break habits that we've had for years. The one thing I did learn about walking, and Lumen keeps track of what you're burning, carbs or fat. When you run, people are like, oh, I'm going to go jogging. That's more of a carb burn, where walking is handling the fat burn.
Okay, thank you for saying that, because I also have one of those machines that you stand on that vibrates.
Okay.
Because I can't walk right now, so I got the vibrating plate. So you stand on, it has 3 modes. So there's walk, and then there's jog, and then there's run. And I've been putting it on run, but I think I'm going to put it on walk.
Yeah, walking's, again.
I'm going to put it on walk.
I would imagine that probably does more for your muscles and that balance you. Like strength.
To core, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think, of course, another thing you could do, like, get those bigger muscles involved, and the more muscles you have, the more you burn. So
Right.
that's always a challenge for me because I've never been a gym rat, and I always hurt myself, doing things like that. But I think it's that's part of the game plan this year in the off season, in wintertime to do.
I weight train, and it's the best.
Yeah.
Just makes me feel better.
Yeah, I think so. I think it relieves that
Just
stress.
2 to 3 times a week, nothing crazy. I go to a class that has a trainer, real specific. So I had an injury earlier this year, and they tell me what to do. I show up. All I have to do is show up. That's it. I just have to get there. That's it. And then they tell me what to do. Get out of bed, put my clothes on, drive there, and get there. And then that's it. There's like no effort beyond that.
Like,
yes,
I hate
you just
doing
got to
this.
get there.
Right.
Yeah.
You just got to get there.
I know. I have a
It feels
gym walking
so good.
distance. I'll have to go check it out.
I found the game changer for me at this point in my life. I started there 4 years ago, was the trainer. That was it. That was the game changer for me because they know what they're doing. They're studied in this, and it depends on what trainer and what your focus is. For me, it was just lifestyle. Yesterday, I was pretty psyched. I had to put some things up in the attic, and usually I ask my husband to help, and he's like, I'm busy, and then it sits around for a couple of days, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put these up over the attic myself. And because of going to the gym, I did it myself. Big, heavy bins up over my head, put them up there, and it was done. That's lifestyle for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get longevity. If I don't have to depend on someone. Obviously, I'm not, He-Man, whatever, but I don't want to just have to depend on someone to just do something simple like that.
It's more rewarding when you do it yourself.
Yes.
Right?
I was like,
So,
I need it done now, and I don't have to worry about it. And you do stretching, and in this class, they call it the adult class, so it's all people our age, and it's great.
Did
in
you
our
see
20s, right?
Right, in the
20s.
20s.
Yeah.
Did you see the Blue Zone special? Did you see that?
No, I have
And
not.
it's like
It's
the
incredible.
people, so the healthiest people are the people that live in this village that's like all hills.
Yeah.
And all day they're walking up and down hills.
Yeah, wow.
Right? And so they're like the healthiest people because, to your point, the walking.
Yeah.
It's
Walk
crazy.
But there too,
people.
the big thing that the Blue Zone said was community. All of these people have a
Mhm.
community. They have a people that they're around. They're not
I
isolated.
got to watch that.
Yeah, it's pretty
Oh,
fascinating.
you'll love it.
Yeah.
Healthy foods.
Okay. Did you watch on Netflix, is it My Sweet Bobby, about the catfish?
I haven't watched this yet.
Can you guys please watch it?
Oh, my goodness.
I need to
This
talk
sounds
about
good.
it. It's so good. I cannot believe it. I can't
They
get
got
past
catfished?
it. Yes, and it's this intelligent, beautiful Indian woman, and she was on the radio. She had her own radio show, and she got catfished.
Sure.
You are not going to believe
What was
it.
the one
I
with
gotta
the
see it now.
stalker? Is it like that?
Tinder swindler?
No, it was this woman who stalked this guy
Oh,
Don't F
last
with cats.
year. It wasn't cats.
Don't F with cats is incredible.
don't really?
What is it called?
Don't F with cats.
Really?
I need to write these down.
Yeah, it is incredible.
Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just
Yeah.
wrapping up a series I've been watching for a long time.
Oh, well, tonight's the finale of The Golden Bachelor act.
Maybe I'll watch
I keep track of those things.
Who do you think? Who do you think she's going to pick?
I have
Chalk?
not watched.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
oh,
I
she's
only
down
see
to two.
Yeah.
I really loved Pasquale. Pasquale, he owned his own hair salon.
But this commercial's on this show, right?
And I loved him. Well, no, do you have Hulu?
I can't do commercials.
If you watch it the next day on Hulu, you don't have to do the commercial.
I get scammed by all of these because I go and watch a show and then I forget about it and they don't remind me.
You just record it, and then you can
DVR
fast
it.
forward through the commercials.
Yeah.
I don't.
The thing
have
about
that.
these bachelors and bachelorettes,
I
it seems like a month or two later, it wasn't.
I know.
I got conned.
Yeah.
Right.
I got
I
emotionally
know.
involved for no reason.
It's so true.
I know I cried for you.
Are
Right.
you guys going to watch the fight on Friday night?
I had the night off, ironically.
You
So
gonna watch
yeah,
it?
I was going to watch it. Yeah.
I'm going to watch it.
How do you get it?
It's just on Netflix,
It's on
8
Netflix.
o'clock.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
You don't have to buy it?
Live
No.
event.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it's 8 o'clock. It's not like most fights. I would love to
Right.
watch MMA, but they're on at like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm going to bed at that
Would you really
point.
love to watch MMA?
I would. I don't know. I find it fascinating.
Yeah, and Paul needs to be punched. I know if you
But
keep
you know
track of
what?
what he's.
So my son, we were talking about it because I was like, guys, we got to have a family event. We got to have a watch party. We got to have people over. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is a big deal. And so I was talking to my son about it, and he said, well, Tyson's going to lose. And I was like, what? He's one of the greatest fighters in history, and he's a savage. What are you talking about? He's like, well, he's old. And I was like,
How old?
we are watching this.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, I know.
58.
Ageism.
Right?
He's 50.
Ageism.
He's 58.
Yeah, but if you watch him train, holy cow. He's no joke. He gets a piece of him, and it's going to be,
I'm sure, yeah,
ball game. But I don't know. Somebody said to me today, it's all staged. Is it?
Is it?
Are these?
I don't know.
Are these staged?
I don't know.
Adam?
It's not staged, but there is clause in the contract that if the match goes farther, Tyson gets more money.
Oh.
So now it's leading to like how long can he last? Like he won't lose, but can he his stamina handle going extra rounds?
Where's Peter McNeely when you need him?
Tyson can go in and just be like, screw the money, and just go and hit him and be like, like whatever.
Oh.
I got more money already, so yeah. Maybe
I wonder if he has any money left, Tyson.
I'm sure, yeah.
Endorsements.
Endorsements.
Yeah.
Remember he was married to Robin Givens for a short second?
Oh, I remember that Barbara Walters interview, yeah. He punches
right?
me. Remember that?
What'd
And Mike Tyson was like, I don't know what he was on.
What'd she say? He pinches me?
No, he punches me.
Oh, he punches me?
Yeah, on national TV.
She said that?
Yeah. He's a very violent person. And he's sitting right next to her. Yeah, you got to watch that. It's probably on some YouTube somewhere. And
what did Barbara say?
Mike, do you do this? You know what? She's very difficult.
Yeah, he's a lunatic. It's clear. Last one I listened to him on Rogan was, you could see there was just a switch that got flipped.
Yeah, he's got that
and you're
switch.
Like, whoa,
you know,
this guy's nuts.
I miss Don King.
He's still around.
He is?
Oh yeah.
Does he still have the same hairdo?
Sure, that's his trademark, right?
So great. So
I was listening to Rogan this morning, and he was saying that the Mexican fighters are the best in the world.
It's when my dad, I was Mexican, and my dad, we used to watch Saturday night fights. I was all from the LA Coliseum. They would have these Mexican fighters, and that's what got me into fighting, and watching it. And then then of course you like figure out who the hip ones are, and the big names are Tyson, that era. So they are, but they've lost their. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Mexico's a mess right now.
Yeah,
I'm just glad that Trump didn't really bring them up during the election. A whole new country, go to them. Yes.
Steph and I just came back from Mexico, and we were a little bit nervous.
Cancun is not Mexico.
Well,
it isn't.
You have to show a passport, sort of.
I'm just joking about that. Of course, it's Mexico, but yeah, I mean, the funny thing about nobody really knows about. I was in Mexico till the age of 3. And my dad would work in the United States. This is back, way back. They had a work program that he was part of, and we had to wait like 3 years to get our green cards. Oh. Yeah, so this is old school. I don't know if they do this now, but we earned the green card.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Got in, and then when I was on Jammin', I'd always wanted to become a U.S. citizen, and the wait just to get a hearing to be interviewed for this potential test was forever. And we had a winner on the radio, and I said, "Hey, where do you work at?" Department of Naturalization and Immigration.
Stop it.
So I took the test.
I think I remember this.
Yeah.
I have the goosebumps.
It was a crazy feeling that everything happened for a reason, and so the whole thing we're going with the border, it was, thank God I didn't go through that. We were brought in illegally, but my parents were so like very religious, straight, by the straight and narrow. They were by the book.
Yep.
So we got our green cards. It was crazy. I had a green card picture of me being a baby when I was at Jammin' at the airport. The guy goes, "Hey man," because we went to Jamaica for a trip or something with a radio station. "Hey man, this picture's not you." And I said, "Yo, it's me, man. It's young." Because you gotta get this fixed. You're not gonna be allowed back in. I was like, okay. So that scared me into getting U.S. Citizenship. So.
Right.
So you guys moved from right to California from Mexico?
My dad was working all over. He was, he was in a field worker, and he got a job in California where, he basically ran a labor camp. He was like the supervisor, superintendent for this, and that's where we lived. And we were, I remember my first Christmas. It was like a toy by my head, and that was it. That was Christmas. Yeah. We're so broke and everything. And so I was able to experience, I was like the only Mexican kid at an all-white school. And all of a sudden the influx of migrant workers was coming in. but for some reason, the kids thought I was Americanized and I wasn't Mexican. He goes, man, these Mexicans are everywhere. And I was like, hey, man, I'm Mexican. He goes, yeah, but you're not like them. And I was like, so I get to imagine being a kid and being heartbroken that your friend is sort of racist.
Yeah.
You know, I went through that, you know, and do I keep him as a friend? It was so difficult, you know, because people don't, and I have black friends who go through the same thing, you know, because you're cool or you don't fit the mold of that person of the whatever background, that you're cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it hurts because that's when I don't get into politics, but when we used to hang out with Trump in New York when The Apprentice was on. He was always cool and everything. So when he attacked my country or my people, I was kind of hurt by that. Mm. But you know, it's politics, right? So
it is politics. Yeah.
So, you know, it's like anything else, right? Everybody gets hurt somewhere or another.
I'm always fascinated hearing about people who move to other countries. It's just, I don't know, it's something I don't think I could ever do. And I'm just amazed by it. You speak a different language, you're from a completely different culture, and then you just move to someplace totally different.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Well, I was able to do it when I was really young, so I was kind of like...
Well, but for your mom and dad, right?
Yeah. My dad ended up passing away when I was 14. And then it was my mom, and she didn't have English in her vocabulary. Yeah. We had to fill out all the forms.
It's incredible.
For my dad's Social Security and all that. We had to fill out. We did all the work for her. So, and then you know how it is. Spanish speaking is everywhere in California. So she was able to watch her Spanish TV.
Yep.
And she never broke out of that mold. So to this day, she pretends she doesn't know English.
Mom,
and I'm like,
stop it.
And I was so upset with her because my mom's, you know, went for U.S. citizenship test, and they gave it to her in Spanish. I say, Ma, that is like, I told her in Spanish, I was, that's cheating. You take it in English. That you're really a U.S. citizen.
She didn't want to do it.
Wow.
No, they let her. Again, people conform to that, you know.
Right.
Well, maybe for her it was losing some of her heritage, and she didn't want to lose it.
I don't know. It was. I was very stickler of just don't be lazy.
You know, I see friends of mine who I have a girlfriend who lived in California for 25 years. If you talk to her today or out there, you'd think she left Boston 15 minutes ago by the way she sounds. She never let go of her Boston accent.
Really?
Nope.
Love
not
it.
At all.
They stand out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't know. It's almost endearing, right? Some of those types of things.
Yeah. I went to the Patriot game out in L.A. a few years back, and there was like a flock of people who were transplants because L.A. does that, right? Everybody moves out there because of work or whatever. And it was like, oh my God, you know, I used to live in Revere. I remember you.
Well, your dad still has a heavy accent.
He does. And he came in, he was here probably around 20 years old. He came over with the Greek Navy. So he didn't speak any English at all.
So he's been here 75 years and he hasn't let go of that Greek accent.
Yeah, it's a heavy Greek accent.
Yeah.
Break out the baklava. I'm
oh, yeah, baby.
He dances.
The dolma.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you been to Tassos at the Norwood Airport?
No.
What?
I haven't been either. They go weekly. Sorry, I interjected to yell
that
here.
Sounds good.
You screamed in my ear.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Oh,
you hear about the food? It's amazing.
Oh yeah, and so Christina, she owns the restaurant with her family. They've been on every show. All the foodie people, they come. Anyway, she married a cousin of mine. So now she's my family.
Wow.
So I know.
What nights do you guys go?
Wednesday nights. Actually, we're going tonight. There's like 12 of us. We're celebrating like 3 birthdays.
So good.
But the food it's unbelievable. It's all homemade, made to order, gigantic portions that there's no way you can finish. And then the desserts are beyond. You have to go.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and it's right at Norwood Airport. So yesterday, somebody from Belichick's camp flew in. Private, and because she saw Belichick's car pick him up. So there's always athletes flying in. You'll love it.
That's great.
Yeah, Tassos.
Right up your alley.
Belichick, huh?
Yeah. Belly. What do you feel about the Patriots?
Yeah, I know.
I have season tickets.
Yeah, it's very frustrating, but I think we see a little bit of a turn. Drake May, hopefully.
What do you think about this weekend? Think they'll win?
You know, I don't want to get. I've become so numb with the moment I get excited about it. Like back in the day, everything was, you know, when Brady was here, it was just like everything we did was for the Patriots.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to, by 10 a.m., I'm going to buy all my groceries and it's for good luck. We all had like the little ritual.
Yeah.
Now I was like, I'll just DVR the game, go out, pumpkin pick or whatever, you know?
Right.
So I become kind of like desensitized to the loss.
For those who don't know,
and for me,
Baltazar's son's name is Brady for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't win. My wife caved in on that name. His name was supposed to be Blake, and there was a negotiation there. But with the Patriots right now, we're just trying to get out of this like muck of the last couple of years of the Mac Jones and the Cam Newtons, and why couldn't Belichick and these other people and higher ups that we knew Cam Newton couldn't throw a ball, but every week he was out there, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, and then. Mac Jones, same thing. He can only throw.
Because I think Belichick didn't want to be wrong.
There was some kind of conflict between him and Kraft. I mean, I think that I really believe that Mac Jones was picked by Kraft. They needed a little splash to get rid of Cam Newton. And a little, PR move. We're going to bring this first round draft pick quarterback, and he was flawed. He had, he was what he was. He's right here. Where I think with Drake May, he's here, but his athletic ability gives you the thoughts that he could be up here, way up high. So I'm just waiting to see. But they have so many holes, And we also have like a starter kit as coaching staff. Mayo's great, but it seems like he's just a great guy on the microphone. He's delegating a lot, and he's got a rookie defensive coach. I don't know if you know, the guy who does the play calling has never done play calling in his life.
Yeah, but
our
so
coordinator.
What? Trump just hired the commentator on Fox to be Secretary of Defense.
I don't care about that. This is my team. I want somebody who knows what they're doing.
He doesn't want a starter kit.
The country? Who cares about the country?
Right, who cares about
my
country?
Team. Yeah,
that's right.
Wait,
who are we playing this weekend?
We're playing the Rams.
Is it a home game?
Yeah, it's a home game.
Oh, you'll be going?
Yeah, it's all about the tailgate for me now.
Yeah, and the Rams are coming in to, I think it's going to be a mild Sunday. So I think the Rams, how people get cold, afraid of the cold, the Californians, the Rams would be. I don't think they're going to feel it as much as we want them to with the blizzard conditions that we usually.
We need a blizzard.
Do you go to the games?
I haven't been the last couple of years, but usually I try to pick one away game.
Oh, nice.
Last year I picked the Cowboy game in Dallas. That was great.
Yeah.
It was great riding in the shuttle into the stadium. If you ever get a chance to go to Dallas, Texas Stadium is a great stadium to watch the game.
Oh, great idea.
And it's hilarious because the Cowboy girls, the women in Texas like to dress up like hoochies. I mean, they put their gear on. They look like they're pole dancing later on.
Yeah, the short shorts and the little top.
Oh yeah.
Did you see the Netflix special on the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders?
Saw a little bit of that. Yeah, the kids. Yeah,
it's kind of boring, but
my daughter is into that, and my wife and I really enjoyed. Brooke really loved it. Yeah, because you saw what they go through, and
it's not easy.
The poor girl, I forget her name, but. Changed the color of her hair, did everything she was, and then we're gonna cut you. Sorry, it's not working out.
It reminds me. My niece was in a sorority for a short time. They're like, girls. She went to school in Florida, USF. Girls, just a reminder, Rush Week is coming up. Everyone, whiten your teeth. Brighten up your highlights.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is I go, Madison, you need to get out of there immediately. What are they doing?
It was good that it revolved around Dolly Parton too, which was, a good story tell. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that. But Dallas is unique. It's a great place to go visit for the game.
I haven't been.
I want to go.
I haven't spent time in Texas.
I want to go to
my
Phoenix, but again, the timing. I have events. I had the flights out there. You had to 6 a.m. get there at noon and sprint out to the stadium.
Oh yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony wants to go to an away game somewhere too.
Yeah, Tennessee would have been great last 2 weeks ago, but
what about London?
Yeah, I would have been great about
cool.
that. But again, it's right in the middle of my peak season of events. So,
man.
Yeah.
Damn it. Work always gets in the way.
Yeah, that's why the Phoenix game, the one against Arizona, is in December 15th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Phoenix
my God.
would be better.
Guys.
What?
It's already been an hour.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I'm just
getting.
Will you come back?
Yeah, whenever you want.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah, we'll do that. It's good. I know my soundbite. I told Steph I'm going to start doing shorts.
Oh, you do?
I know which one
you
it is.
figured it out?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good one to be.
I love it.
Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure. Always
Thank you
always
so
a treat.
much.
It's great talking to you.
Same.
All right, guys.
All
Thanks
right.
for joining us.
Ciao, ciao.
Thanks, Adam.